Well, hey guys, I just wanted to give you an overview of my rig, and this is a project that I've been working on for the last 2 years or so now. Just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been put into this project, and a lot of money. Don't tell my wife that, but a lot of buying and selling and trading gear, and finally at a place where I'm ready to show it, and I'm super happy with it. It's all built out of an upright piano that I bought. I gutted it out, took all the strings out, took everything out, and that is what is holding everything. And so, let me show you what I've got going on. So I've got the MPC Live by Akai, and that is the brains behind all of this. It is sending BPM out to everything, and once that starts, everything syncs up, and it all starts actually down here with the X32, and that is my mixer X32 rack with the SD8 underneath that, and I'll show you why I'm using that here in a bit. But the X32 is a great mixer and does everything I need. But it's built out of that, and then we also have a MIDI router, which is I have the Mo2 MIDI Express XT, and I would highly suggest using a MIDI router if you're trying to do a setup like this at all. You're not limited to ins and outs of one MIDI chain, and you can bring in where you need it to go, different channels, different paths that you can take with the router, and that's what makes something like this possible, because you're gonna run into issues if you don't do that. All right, so coming back up here, I got the Nord Stage 3, and great keyboard. We've got different programs set up here. I've got the Grand, then I have the Upright, then I have Rhodes, and then just a pad, which turn that frequency up. Like, you've got the pad here, and that can also carry through to the Upright, so I can add that and have that pad underneath. Then I also have this other program that's just a MIDI controller, which controls everything else. And so from the MPC Live over to the left, we have the Force by Akai. Great piece of gear if you don't overextend it, which is a nice way to say it. I do MIDI looping, and I'll show you the difference between MIDI looping and audio looping. And so that's what makes it possible for me to depend on this. The memory is kind of lacking in this, and so audio recording isn't that great yet. They're working on this. I believe in them with this product. That's why I've held on to it. I love it. But the way I'm using it is for MIDI looping, and I'll show you here in a minute what I mean by that. So then we've got over here the Roland Boutiques, and these are all iconic synths from the 80s. You'll hear these sounds, and you'll notice those sounds right away. These are just iconic 80s synths that they have repackaged into these little guys, making them available for guys like us that create music today and don't have thousands of dollars to buy the Junos and like the Jupiters. And so these are amazing. And so I've got 5 of these. These are my synths, and then over here I've got the 808, the TR-08, which is their iconic 808. And this right here is the MIDI Twister 3D by DJ Tech Tools. What I'm using this for is to control the sounds from the 808. And so I've got the kick here, the hi-hat, the snare. It's just a fun way to play it with the arcade buttons and a dedicated MIDI controller for this, and that's what that's for. And then I've also have drums up here, a different kit for the MPC with different drops and effects and stuff. And so that's my drum world. And back over here to the synth world, you may be seeing this and going, what's going on here? So I've got, this is an 1/8 inch mixer from, I can't remember the name, Heart something, but I took the frame of it off. I kind of stripped it and made it look cool. It comes in like a white casing, but I took that off, and has this kind of just industrial open exposed look. And so what this is for effects. It's all of this is going through to the HX Stomp, and how that's doing that. As I mentioned the SD8 earlier, the Snake from that for the X32, is all of these synths are going to the X32, back from the X32 into here, and then out of here into here. And so I've essentially created an effects loop with this. And so I'll show you back over here with the Force. I can pick an instrument. We'll just pick the JP08. So each one of these is set to these synths, and so to record Armit, set with their respective MIDI channel. And so I'll select the JP08 and come down here and play something. Turn the art feature on, which is built into the Force. Like, you can change the time division on the art, but for now it's set here. And so you hear the verb, it's nice and lush, but then I can turn it down, turn it off. It goes away and it's very dry, but that's what this is for. It's sending into the HX Stomp. What's cool here too is I've got like an overdrive. So I can do some really cool sounds with that. And then I have overall control of the effects here from the HX Stomp. I can add some chorus if I want. So that's what this is for. This is, like I said, all the synths are going into the X32 through the SD8, the Digital Snake, back out into here, and that's how you get an effects send and return with these guys. And okay, so then down here we have the vocoder. It's the VT4 by Roland, and this is a cool piece of gear. This is my most recent. I'll show you what this can do. So the Nord keyboard is going into, everything's going into that MIDI router that I mentioned earlier, but that is going into that channel for the VT4, and so whatever I play here is used for the vocoder. I can turn that down, have normal voice. Now I'll turn the piano back on. Turn that mix up and maybe have some of that in there. So that's the vocoder, really cool. I love that sound. And so that is, it's going through, like I said, everything goes to the X32, and then it's coming back out through different effects. And then I don't have it set up right now, but I use the Headrush looper board, and that is what I use to loop vocals and loop guitar. And but I don't have it set up right now, but I'll have other videos that have that in it. But yeah, so back to the Nord. Turn this down. So pretty dry sounding. I have the HX Effects by Line 6 set for my effects for the Nord, and so when I select one of those, I just have this palette of verbs is what I call it. That's the setting. And so I have all these different verbs that I can add to the Nord and just get some real nice reverb sounds. Okay, so now back up here to the MIDI looping. So I'll start this, click at 120 BPM. Everything is getting sent 120 BPM. So all the delays, everything is just locked in, which is great. All the ARPs, and so I'll select ARP, and I'll just play something here. And then I loop it right here as a MIDI clip. And you'll see right here when I hit clip, it recorded all that MIDI, and that MIDI is playing back into that synth. And so I can adjust that sound whenever I want, or select a different patch altogether. That's the advantage of MIDI looping, is that I'm not locked into the sound that I recorded, that I can tweak the sounds. I can even copy and paste that MIDI clip and send it to another synth and have it play to those or to that one and get a completely different sound. Here, I'll show you that. So like I'll just copy and then paste it to the Juno. And so now when I play it, with MIDI looping and with this gear. And right over here, we've also got, it's another DJ Tech Tools piece of gear, which is really cool. I'm having this control the X32, and so I've got these assigned to different channels to get the volume control for everything, and like being able to mute it and turn it off, and instead of having the iPad app out and sitting here and having that, this is just a quick tangible, quick physical way, tactical way to be able to control everything through the X32. And so what else? We've got the Shure SM7B microphone, awesome iconic mic. Michael Jackson used this to record the Thriller album, and just just great dependable mic. And this is hooked into, this is a Rhodes, a adjustable arm, and so I just I sanded it all down to make it look unique, and I can rotate it around if I'm doing looping, doing guitar looping. This is my guitar rig. Down here I've got the Kemper stage, and with my guitars here, and great piece of gear, and I love the Kemper, great tone, and so yeah, I can do all my guitar stuff, singing here, but then swing this around. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or how to get started with doing something like this, I'd love to help out and answer any of those questions. And like I said, this has been a process over the years, and so I have definitely gone through some just frustrating times with why this piece of gear doesn't MIDI sync with whatever, and why some do, why some don't, and but overall I'm really happy with this setup, and like I said earlier, I can plug it in to Ableton and record, and that's how I record and do all my stuff, all my DAW stuff with Ableton, and I have my template in Ableton set up to reflect everything that's going on here with the different inputs and everything. And so yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment or just let me know. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna be doing other videos here in the future of different loops and stuff, of different songs, different covers, different whatever. Would love for you to follow me and subscribe. But yeah, all right, you guys take care.